I need to Okay, dear students, good morning to one and all. Today's class is on frequently asked questions in our design and analysis of algorithm subject. So, what are the asymptotic notations and give properties? See the question asked in the previous exam question papers. Asymptotic notation describes the algorithms efficiency, algorithms efficiency. Okay, asymptotic notation describes the algorithm's efficiency and performance in a meaningful way. It describes the behavior of time and space complexity for large instance characteristics. For large instance characteristics, the order of the growth of the running time of an algorithm. So, what is order of growth? Depending on the function. So, particular algorithm will run for suppose for example n square time. It take n square time, big O of n square time. Then we can say the order of growth. So it describes the behavior of time or space complexity for large instance characteristics. The order of growth of the running time of an algorithm gives a simple character of the algorithm's efficiency and also allows to compare relative performance of alternative algorithms. We call it growth function as we ignore the very small constant. As we ignore the very small constant. So efficiency and also they allows us to compare relative performance of alternative algorithms. We call it growth function as we ignore the very small constant values. So this asymptotic notation is a mathematical. This notation came from the mathematical analysis. So this is everything. This asymptotic notation involves with mathematics. Okay, the asymptotic running time of an algorithm is defined in terms of functions since we are using the mathematical functions. So running time of an algorithm can be defined by using the functions. The asymptotic notation of an algorithm is classified into three types. See, asymptotic notations are three types. They are big O notation, they are big O notation, that is asymptotic upper bound, and big omega notation and big theta notation. Okay, the big omega notation is defined as the function f of n is equals to big O of g of n if and only if there exists a positive constant c and k such that f of n less than or equal to c star g of n for all n greater than or equal to k. So big O notation asymptotic upper bound. Big O notation is asymptotic upper bound. The function f of n is equal to big O of g of n. Big O of g of n if and only if there exists a positive constant c and k such that f of n less than or equal to c star g of n for all n greater than or equal to k. So what is the meaning of this one? Function is a f of n and g of n is another function. We have two functions, f of n and g of n. So f of n is equal to big O of g of n. We are representing big O is the upper bound. Okay, if and only if there exists a positive constant. We are taking some positive constant values c and k are the positive constant values such that f of n less than or equal to c star of c multiplied by g of n. F of n is less than or equal to c multiplied by g of n. For all n, comma, n greater than or equal to k. For all n values, n is greater than or equal to k. So c star of g of n, f of n, two functions. See, in the function f of n is equal to big O of g of n, if and only if there exists a positive constant c and k such that f of n less than or equal to c multiplied by g of n. Okay. Next, big omega notation. In big omega notation, we have the asymptotic lower bound. Asymptotic lower bound. Okay, this comes under lower bound. See here in the graph, you can see f of n. F of n is our function. C star of g of n, that is at the lower value. So this is the lower bound. Below that we should not have. So f of n should be above this c multiplied by g of n in the case of omega notation. Since omega notation is a lower bound, asymptotic lower bound. Asymptotic lower bound. Okay. Mm, if and only if there exists a positive constant k, c and k such that f of n is greater than or equal to c multiplied by g of n for all n greater than or equal to k. So f of n should be greater than or equal to c multiplied by g of n. See the blue color curve and the another color curve. So c multiplied by g of n is at the lower bound and f of n is at the upper bound. So f of n should be greater than or equal to c multiplied by g of n for all n values. N should be greater than or equal to some constant value. Okay, n0 or k, some constant value. See, in the figure, it is represented as k. Okay, so f of n is equal to omega of g of n. Now see the big theta notation. Big theta notation. So in the asymptotic tight bound, the function f of n, the function f of n is equal to theta of g of n if and only if there exists a positive constant c1, c2 and k. We are taking the positive constants c1, c2 and k. C1, C2 and K such that C1 multiplied by G of n less than or equal to f of n less than or equal to c2 multiplied by g of n for all n comma n greater than or equal to k. So check here, we have c2 star g of n and f of n and c1 star g of n. In c1, between c1 star g of n and c2 star g of n, we have the f of n function. So properties of asymptotic notations. We have general properties, reflexive properties, transitive properties, symmetric properties, transpose asymmetric, transpose symmetric properties. So just remember, recall, these are the properties of asymptotic notations: general properties, reflexive properties, transitive properties, and transpose symmetric properties and symmetric properties. See, all these properties came from mathematics. So, if you are strong in mathematics, if you know the basics and fundamentals of mathematics or discrete mathematics structures, then you can easily understand these asymptotic notations. So, the general properties are: if f of n is big O of g of n, then a star of f of n is also big O of g of n, where a is a constant. Okay, consider the example. F of n is equal to 2n square plus 5 is O of n square. Since higher order power is n square, so that is why we are taking big O of n square. Then 7 star f of n, 7 times multiplied by this function f of n is 2n square plus 5. So we'll get this one 14n square plus 35. So it's also big O of n square. So similarly, this property satisfies both theta and omega notations. We can say if f of n is theta of j of n, then a star a multiplied by f of n is also theta of j of n, where a is a constant. If f of n is omega of j of n, then a star of f of n is also omega of j of n, where a is a constant. Okay, just read this one. Properties, just recall. Reflexive properties.